Good morning, friends. Welcome you all. Today, I will explain you the foreign direct investment in NBFC sector in India. In the last lecture, we were discussing about the foreign exchange sources, its importance, and all about the foreign exchange and related topics. Today, we are going to discuss the foreign direct investment in NBFC sector in India. So, what is foreign direct investment first? Foreign direct investment is the investment made by the foreign individual, institutions, and foreign government into the another country into direct businesses. FII, on the other hand, means the foreign institutional investment and foreign direct investment. These are the two types. So, foreign direct investment invest into direct business. It cannot be withdrawn in a one night. But the foreign institutional investment made in the securities in the financial market, for example, purchasing the shares. If foreign person or institution purchases shares on the stock exchange of a particular country, then it is called a foreign institutional investment, and it is very volatile and can be withdrawn in a one night or within a short period of time. But foreign direct investment is in the direct businesses, means in the operation, so it cannot be withdrawn. And foreign direct investment have the backward and forward linkages. Backward and forward linkages means when investment is made, then the jobs are created at the back. Means suppose if with the help of foreign direct investment one factory started, then the raw material and the services required for that factory, these jobs can be called backward linkages. And if finished product started in the or sold in the market, then the services required such as transportation and all other insurance, all other services, which we can call the forward linkages. So FDI have backward and forward linkages. So this was the difference between foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investment. So now let us discuss the foreign direct investment in NBFC sector in India. So first question is FDI allowed in NBFC sector? FDI allowed आहे का? What NBFC sector permitted FDI or not? So foreign direct investment, that is FDI in NBFC sector, is the investment made by the foreign entity into the business of India by having controlling ownership. So we have discussed this. What is FDI? Foreign direct investment has been regulated by the Foreign Exchange Management Act 2000 and has been governed by the Reserve Bank of India. So first understand one by one, that is the foreign direct investment has been regulated by the foreign, that is FEMA Act, Foreign Exchange Management Act 2000, and governed by the Reserve Bank of India, the apex monetary authority of India, central bank. So FDI in NBFC sector is made through either the government route or FDI automatic route. So second thing is there are two routes for the FDI. One route is through the government and second route is FDI automatic route. So under government route, approval of the Reserve Bank is required. Under the automatic route, so investment is made without the approval of the authority. So the under the government route, approval of Reserve Bank of India is required, and the automatic route, the investment is made without approval of the authority. So these are the two routes. Foreign direct investment has always been treated as complicated procedure. So there are so many legal formalities, documentary evidences, and all complicated procedure is there, as there has always been a regulatory discomfort in allowing the foreign direct investment above the minimum capitalization norms. So there is the regulatory discomfort, means regulatory authority are very stringent about the foreign direct investment in uh, NBFC sector. So there were some provisions that only the particular those NBFC who complete the or they have completed the minimum capital norms, only these NBFCs allowed it to get the FDI. So regulatory authority, that is Reserve Bank of India, Government of India, under the various acts such as FEMA and other act, so they had stringent regulatory norms, and the rules were there. With time, the perspective of government had changed. So government with the time changed this strict policy for FDI. For easy of business, foreign direct investment has been allowed up to 100% in many sectors by Government of India. So this stringent and strict regulatory discomfort, or the strict policy for FDI changed with the time by the government, and 100% FDI is allowed into many sectors by the Government of India. In the non-banking finance sector, it has been allowed to 100% under the automatic rule, and wide notification dated September 9, 2016. So from the 9th September 2016, 100% FDI allowed in the non-banking financial sector. So our question at the title we have solved, that is FDI is allowed in India 100% from the September 2016. So government allows 100% FDI in other financial services by NBFC. So under the other financial services, Government of India allowed FDI. So other financial services carried out by the non-banking financial companies, continuing with the liberalization of the overseas investment regime. So liberalization started from 1991, and again the FD liberalization has been started for the foreign investment. Under that regime, Government of India allowed the services, other financial services carried out by non-banking financial companies, and the FDI from the overseas into NBFCs. The government has liberalized its FDI policy in other financial services and non-banking finance companies. So other financial services will include activities which are regulated by any financial sector regulator, such as RBI, SEBI, IRDA. IRDA is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority. SEBI is Security and Exchange Board of India. Then Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, then National Housing Bank, or any other financial sector regulator as may be notified by the government in this regard. So other than NBFCs, the government permitted other other financial sector regulators such as SEBI, IRDA, Pension Fund, etc. The investment would, however, be subject to sector conditions such as minimum capitalization norms specified by the regulator or government agency concerned. So, minimum capitalization norms decided by the government and the other regulator to get the FDI. Under the current rule, 100% FDI is allowed through automatic rule for 18 specified NBFC activities that include merchant banking, stock broking, credit rating, housing finance, and rural credit. So, under the current rules, FDI is allowed 100% through automatic rule, and the specified activities decided by the government, 18 specified activities. So that includes merchant banking, stock broking, credit rating, etc. In the budget 2016-17 speech, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had announced about this liberalization. FDI will be allowed beyond the 18 specified NBFC activities in the automatic route in other activities which are regulated by the financial sector regulator. And Finance Minister had said in his budget speech. So before the 2016-17 budget speech, there were 18 specified NBFCs activity which are permitted for the foreign direct investment. But the budget speech in 2016-17 onward, the finance minister had announced that the FDI will be allowed beyond the 18 specified NBFCs activity under the automatic route. So what are the changes in foreign direct investment norms in the NBFCs? According to the Reserve Bank of India notification dated September 9, 2016, an amendment has been made into the Foreign Exchange Management Act. Regulation 2000. So Foreign Direct Investment Act amended, the provision relaxed, and the Reserve Bank of India have made the provision according to the Finance Ministry. Before the said notification of Reserve Bank of India, 100% FDI was allowed under automatic route only when the NBFC was engaged in the 18 prescribed activities, which were divided into fund-based and non-fund-based activities with the minimum capitalization norms. So before the notification by Reserve Bank of India and before the budget speech of Arun Jaitley, these finance ministers, only 18 prescribed activity were there, and these activity were divided into fund based and non fund based activities with the minimum capitalization norm. So this norm was there, that is minimum capitalization norms should be there to get AFDI, foreign direct investment. So what are the fund based activities which were specified before the September 9 2016's notification? The 18 activities were there, that is merchant banking, underwriting, portfolio management services, stock broking, asset management, venture capital, custodial services, then factoring, leasing, finance and housing finance, credit card business, microcredit, rural credit, etc. So these were the, and what are the non-fund based activities? Non-fund based activities include investment advisory services, financial consultancy, forex broking, credit rating agencies, and money changing businesses. So these were the non-fund based activities. Capitalization norms for fund based activities. So what were the capitalization norms? Minimum foreign capital requirement, which is US dollar 0.5 million. So 0.5 million US dollar minimum capital, minimum foreign capital is required. 51% of these US dollar 0.5 million to be infused upfront. So into upfront, the 51% of this 0.5 million dollar US dollar should be infused. For the acquisition of a stake of more than 51%, the minimum foreign capital requirement was US dollar 5 million, of which 75% had to be infused at once. So to acquisition of a stake, that is the to purchase the shares and take the ownership, or the acquisition of the ownership of some businesses, uh, 50 more than 51%, the minimum foreign capital requirement is US dollar 5 million, and of these 5 million, 75% had to be infused at one time. A more than 75% stake could only be acquired via joint venture with a minimum capital requirement of US dollar 50 million, of which US dollar 7.5 million will have to be infused upfront. So these are the capitalization norms for fund based activities. Capitalization norms for non fund based activities. So what are the norms are there? Minimum foreign capital requirement US dollar 0.5 million, same as the fund based activities, to be infused upfront, that is the same like the fund based activities. After the said notification, 100% FDI is allowed under the automatic route, under the head other financial services, with no other restrictions. So what are these capitalization norms for fund based activities and non fund based activities were before these notifications. Now after the notification, 100% FDI is allowed under the automatic route, under the head other financial services, with no other restrictions. So under the said notification, it has its comprehensive coverage for the financial services activities regulated by the financial sector regulator, such as Reserve Bank of India, Security and Exchange Board of India, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, then pension fund, then national housing banks, or any other financial sector regulator as may be notified by the government of India. So under this notification, under the head for the financial services, financial sector regulators, all these regulators allowed it to get the FDI notified by the government of India. So significant changes under this notification. Condition for minimum capitalization norms have been eliminated, and now foreign direct investment can be made to any amount. So all the above norms we have discussed in the last two slides, these were eliminated under the improved notification on September 9, 2016 by Government of India and Reserve Bank of India. So condition for minimum capitalization norms have eliminated, and now foreign direct investment can be made to any amount. Then other financial services has extensive coverage than the 18 activities mentioned there under. So the above we have discussed 18 activities to get the foreign direct investment, but now these 18 activities mentioned above are not the restrictions, but the other financial services now can be extended uh, more than 18 activities prescribed in the earlier. So what is the impact of Reserve Bank of India notification on FDI in NBFC sector? The notification are dated September 9, 2016. Foreign banks and venture capitalists can now invest in Indian leading businesses. This is the first benefit or impact. It will help in the development of financial sector. As the FDI gets or investment gets, the fund gets, capital is the main pillar of any business. So when capital becomes strong, or when capital gets more and more, then what happens, the business flourishes, and when business flourishes, automatically the development happen. So according to that, the development of financial market happens in India. So this is the impact of improved notification by RBI. NBFC shall be able to provide long-term loans to the infrastructure sector. NBFCs will provide long-term loans to infrastructure sector, which is the very neglected sectors for the investment by private entities. So the FDI can be get into infrastructure sector, and infrastructure sector is the key sector to create the base for the economic development or economic growth. So infrastructure is important sector, and which will get the foreign direct investment now. It has opened the market for the large investors. So those investors, large investor wants to invest in the India in NBFC sectors, so they can invest now, and market is open for them now. So 100% FDI is allowed in the NBFC sectors now. Non-banking finance company and NBFC and foreign loan. So we are going to discuss in the next lecture these points. We have to discuss in the next lecture non-banking financial company and foreign loan, then eligible borrowers, who are the eligible borrowers, recognized lender, and limit and leverages under the automatic route. We are going to discuss all these things in the next lecture. So friends, that much in this today's lecture. Write your name and roll number in the comment box. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.